Well, I was out and got mail, and I did get my rim locks. I should mention too, they are in different sizes. You have to know what rim size you have. It's actually the width of your rim. They vary. And an inner tube from Drag Specialties. Now I got to check. I thought Drag Specialties was out of business, but evidently it was wrong. Back when I was working at the Harley shop, we used to sell a lot of their stuff. Chrome. But this is something I thought it would be worth mentioning. It's some piece of Chinese engineering. But I had run into a problem. Yeah, I love it when they got stuff that flops around in the box. I've got a valve spring compressor, but it's rather large. Now that works fine. It's for automobiles and anything big, but also it works fine on motorcycles or small engines that have a removable rocker box. A lot of them are split. But now I run into a problem with this Honda. My valve spring compressor, there was no way I was going to get in there to get those keepers out. So I started looking online, and I found exactly what I need, and they're dirt cheap. This was $14 or $15, but it's got all the various sizes for working on small engines. Yeah, that's just ideal. And it comes with 3 different screws of different lengths. Yeah, actually, it's a pretty good setup. For that price, better than, because I thought at first, I'll just make something out of a C-clamp, because basically that's what you're dealing with is a C-clamp. But this way I didn't have to ruin the C-clamp. And just the fact that it's got all the different sizes is handy. But that's where eBay is handy for that sort of thing. That will come in very handy. Because I don't often have to work on these, but you do run into this where they have the rocker box cast in as a head. That's quite a casting. But when they do that, it makes it very hard to get at those valve springs. So that'll cure that problem. Okay, and in the mail was my phone bill. This made me think of something. Normally I figure when I do these videos, they're, my idea, as long as I can make enough on a video to cover my phone bill, on all the videos I do over a month, if I can make enough to cover my phone bill for a month, that's fine. Because basically that's what the money pays for. Because basically that's what I use the phone for. I have unlimited data, but it costs me like $100 a month. So if I can cover that with the cost of videos, I'm happy. I ain't in this to make a killing. If I can make enough to cover, like I say, the cost. Because I use a tremendous amount of data by uploading the way that I do. I think last month, it's very often I'll go over 100 gigabytes. I think last month I was down to like 85, but that's only because there was a few videos that I did where I actually compressed the video before I upload it. See, I normally don't. I'll take a raw video, dump it in the phone, boom, upload it. It takes a little while, but it saves me having to sit and, if you have to render this down, to compress the video, it takes a long time. I leave that up to YouTube. Just dump it on them. Make them do the work. But that uses a lot of video. But like I say, I've got this unlimited. But a funny thing happened in the last month. You know, I've always been able to make that $100, and they pay out after 100. So every month I get $100 out of them. That's gone on for quite some time. And that's enough to cover the phone bill. But in the last month, for some mysterious reason, you know, about a year ago, I did a video simply called, it was over a year ago, called Tumble Bug, about that little tumble bug that I have that you pull behind a tractor. And that thing made, you know, normally if I do a video, it'll make $5-6, you know, and that's pretty much what I figured. Well, that one did that about a year ago, and then it just sat there in obscurity. Once in a while I'd get a comment on it. You know, so it was getting a few views now and again yet. But last month, that thing just took off. At first I thought, well, there's got to be some mistake. I still have no idea how this happened. You know, it puzzles me. But that thing has got a ton of views all of a sudden. And in the last month, I made like $95 on that video alone. Well, this doesn't make any sense to me, how this works. You know, I'm not complaining, but I'm just very puzzled why this obscure little video would suddenly get so much attention and be so profitable. You know, I think I paid $15 when I bought that Tumble Bug, you know, 20, 30 years ago. And to make $95 in revenue off of it in the last month, I don't, the only thing, you know, I do, when you have options of when you list a video, one of the options you can check or uncheck if you don't want to is to allow embedding. I don't really understand what that's for. I always leave it alone. So evidently the videos can be embedded, because I know a lot of times I'll, if you look up something like, okay, for instance, this Tumble Bug. If you look up Tumble Bug on Google, like the first video that shows up is that video on a Tumble Bug. And this perhaps is how this got attention all of a sudden, is that it got embedded someplace, that it got a lot of views, because I can't say I've got a lot more comments on it. I just got a ton of views on it. You know, this I do not understand. I don't, you know, normally if this happens, like say, it will happen now and again with something like a video on a certain gun, like the 351 Winchester. Okay, all of a sudden that turns up in like either a video game or in a movie, then all of a sudden there's attention to it. It becomes more in the pop culture kind of thing. And that video will get a lot of attention. But I'm not really up on what happens in pop culture, but I cannot see how a Tumble Bug could possibly be in any kind of, you know, I don't know. It's a puzzler to me. You know, I'll take the money, but it's a puzzler. You know, I have no idea how this sort of thing happens. But YouTube to me is a mystery. I just put these things up. If they throw some money at me, fine. But that one I won't figure out. But it's all right. It's just weird.